Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all of the interwebs. My name is DZ. We're here 11:33 a.m. A shout out to Sam Price. We started on the time on purpose. Shout out to Larry Bird. It's Tuesday, August 29th. We got Drew and AJ. How are we all doing today?
I'm bullish. Anytime we start the morning with the pump, especially some good news, I mean, come on, we can't hate on that. Let's go.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to tell you why the markets are pumping. It has something to do with an ETF, folks. Also, we have some XRP news. We got some X news. Is Elon bringing back Doge? Is it happening soon? Did he just get a license? What was that license? We got an NFT being targeted. ETH interest, all-time low. We're going to talk about Cardano. We're going to talk about Charles Hoskinson and aliens. And then maybe at the end, if we got time, me and AJ might talk about Rare Evo. Fantastic time out there. Had a really, really good time. So Grayscale ruling is just a bunch of hopium, FUD, ammo for more Bitcoin movement. So we're going to talk about that. But first, AJ said the markets are pumping. Let's look at the markets. What is going on with the markets? We're going to refresh, make sure we got that fresh data. The market cap of crypto industry is up 3.6%. We're coming in at $1.13 trillion. Everybody, 24-hour volume only coming in about 42 billion. I'm surprised it's this muted. It, averages around 50 when things get a little bit excited. Can touch 100 on an exciting day. So surprise is so low. We have Bitcoin dominance coming in at 46.9. Gas is up though. It is up to 90. So it looks like people are using that EVM, getting in and out of those altcoins. Now, AJ, do you think they're getting into ETH or out of ETH?
That's a really good question. I know volume's been down lately. I'm personally looking at the Bitcoin chart right now on my screen as we speak, and it's really good to see. If you see this yellow line right here, this yellow line, Bitcoin put in a higher low if it's turning around here, and if it stays in that range, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, it losing the year-long trend line, this white line here, bad news bears, but the fact we put in a higher low right there, I mean, that's a good look, at least a good start.
All right, the trend is your friend, so it isn't great seeing that trend break there. But let's look at individual crypto prices here. We have everything pumping over the last hour or two. We have Bitcoin up almost 5% on the day, essentially making up the entire week's gains here, up 4.9%. ETH is up 4.1%. BNB up almost 5%. XRP only up 3.3%. Cardano as well, only up 3.3%. But Dogecoin maybe off the Elon news. It is pumping a little bit harder. It's coming in at 6.3. And Toncoin this morning, one of the few coins in the green. But with the bullish news with Grayscale, it is now pushing 10%, everybody. And as well as Bitcoin Cash, pushing 10%. If we look at the top gainers here, what are we going to see? Are we going to see your portfolio? If we see your portfolio, make sure you hit that like button where you have stacks. What is up with stacks always leading the way? Whether it's gainers or losers, AJ, it's always stacks.
Is it?
I just see stacks in the top 5 of movers a
Yeah,
lot.
That's a fair point. I actually that's one of those coins that I just never really follow. You know what I mean? Same. I know what it is. I've seen it, but I'm just I don't know.
Stacks is up there with Radix. You see Radix doing that a lot. You see Stacks doing it a lot. There's a couple other coins. You always see Injective. You often see that in there.
That INJ is definitely one that I've had my eye on, at least for this year. It's really hard to ignore the price action on INJ. And hey, look at VeChain, not doing bad. And
over the VeChain shirt, shout out there at
I had to give him a shout out. I after the price prediction video I did with VeChain, met the VeChain people at Rare Evo. Super cool. Maybe might hit up a UFC fight with them at one of these points in times. It's hard to not be bullish on that project. Not gonna lie.
Cool. We have a Bitcoin Cash up 8.8%. Roll Bitcoin 8.2. Still having a good week. 36.9. I held on to most of my bag. I took some profits when we hit that local low or local high there. We have Dogecoin up, Optimism up as well. Avalanche, ETH Classic, a coin I haven't even thought about in a long time. It is up 5.5%. But who's losing? There, we got everything pumping. Is someone dumping? All right, we have Caspa. This might look, I keep saying, I'm going to buy Caspa. I haven't bought Caspa. What is going on? Why haven't I bought Caspa? Mostly because KuCoin shut out American users. I got to find another exchange, probably looking at BitGet. Tim's around. Let's see. So we have Caspa down 3%, Sui down 2.4%, ApeCoin erasing the gains from yesterday, or at least half of them. It is down 2.3%. And then after that, nothing really has fallen too hard. Chronos is down, but still slightly up for the week there. But are you ready to talk about some Grayscale?
Dude, such good news. Such good. I mean, to be fair, there is a difference between, the news this morning and a spot BTF approval. There is an ocean between those two things, but it's really good to see bullish sentiment, especially right now. And, like I said, putting in the higher low. Let's get into the story.
All right. Let's see. Make sure you follow us. We're at 1.45 million followers here. Let's see. All right. So we have Court grant. This is a breaking story. Just happened. I mean, you see with the crypto pumps, there's not a whole lot of articles on this. We're going to go over this one here. Court grants Grayscale's petition for review in Bitcoin ETF case against the SEC. So the state court of appeals, or state's court of appeals, granted their petition for review this morning. There's a 3-judge panel for the DC Circuit Court of Appeals, and they sided with Grayscale in the battle against Gary Gensler and the SEC. This came after they sued the SEC a long time ago, folks, at least in crypto land, June of last year, when they blocked them from converting its Bitcoin trust to an ETF. We remember, this was a bullish narrative about 2 years ago, but it's not all the way where we want to be, which is a spot ETF. They argue that the approval of ETFs investing in Bitcoin futures, but not proposed products, would hold Bitcoin directly is arbitrary and capricious. The judge granted the petition for review in order that the commission's order be vacated. This means the SEC has to review the application, which it had previously rejected. So before they got the resume and they just threw it out the window. They say, hey, look, we don't need to look at it. Grayscale saying, hey, that's not fair. You actually need to, how about put some eyeballs on it? How about you assess us fairly? And how about you give us a real accurate ruling? Don't just have this arbitrary and capricious ruling. And that's what they're saying here. So the CEO of Grayscale said on Tuesday that the company's legal team is actively reviewing the court's decision. This is a monumental step forward for American investors, the Bitcoin ecosystem, and all those who have been advocating for Bitcoin exposure through the added protections of the ETF wrapper. This is huge, but I don't know if Grayscale is going to be able to beat BlackRock, AJ or Drew. I just don't see that BlackRock is going to come in with the bronze medal. Does BlackRock get bronze medals or do they get gold medals? I think they get gold medals. Now, maybe it's a tie. Maybe a lot of people are approved at the same time. But I don't see Grayscale getting the gold, and BlackRock is just happy with the silver. That's my take. So, all right. Well,
I'm looking for this story that I saw earlier. It was something. I think it said that BlackRock, has a shareholder in 4 out of the 5 Bitcoin mining, top Bitcoin mining
Oh yeah, no
spots.
yeah.
I mean, and BlackRock has they're just so dominant in so many ways. Like this is really good for Grayscale, and I never really even thought of it like that. Like who's gonna get have the gold or bronze medal here? And I mean that remains to be seen. But this is a good look for Grayscale. But I wouldn't be surprised if BlackRock beat them to the punch.
All right. Well, an attorney representing the SEC said the causal relationship between Bitcoin futures and spots is the key empirical question that we don't know the answer to. So even the attorney for the SEC is saying, we don't really know if this is a real reason. Industry watchers previously pointed out that if courts deem the SEC's denial insufficient, the regulator could potentially deny it via different reasoning here. But long story short, this has led to a pump. It is a little bit of good news. It's winning an appeal. I would say let's slow down. Let's don't go to the Lambo dealership just yet. There's going to be a process here similar to the XRP ruling. And we're going to talk about XRP right after this. Sure. All right. You win. But then there's an appellate and an appeal and the judge and the injunction and the lawyers and the cease. And the next thing you know, it's like, well, was it a victory? Was it a loss? And then the answer is always pretty gray. So this is a victory, but it's not a black and white victory. I would say it's a pretty gray victory, but it is a victory nonetheless. So the markets, they're pumping. It looks like a lot of people probably just open along. If we go back to the charts, we see that Bitcoin is now up over 5% on the 24-hour. If we go to the chart right here, just look at that. So boom, BlackRock news, off to the races. What's going to happen after this, though? That's going to be key. We do have Kelly on the charts, and we're going to be talking to him after we talk about Ripple. But the Ripple section brought to you by stake.com, correct? All right. I need to get on that. I've been a little bit busy past couple of days, probably for obvious reasons. Also, I was traveling from Evo. I'm going to come after you, Stake. I got to get my free dollar at least. I got to get the free dollar. All right. Ripple Labs, Ubri connect to debut XRPL banking interface prototype. So we're talking about Ripple Labs. We're talking about this. This is I'm going to try to think. This is like a program that they have for people to build on the XRPL here. So let's get into the story here. In a recent revelation, a prominent figure in the XRP community highlighted a development concerning Ripple Labs' UBRI initiative on Twitter. He shared an interesting resume from the University of Waterloo touting recent CBD research based on the XRPL. That is the XRP ledger. Think of it, this is the operating system of Ripple. Notes they prototyped a banking interface to be presented at the Ubri Connect 2023. Lots of development happening in Canada. Drew, what is Canada like? Besides maple syrup, moose cartoons, what do they like to do over there?
Oh, play hockey. They like to play hockey and Trailer Park Boys.
Not where I was going. That's not where I was going.
Trailer Park Boys came out of Canada.
I love that show.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite shows ever. Like
Never
ever.
watched it.
What?
I
tried to watch the first episode like twice, just couldn't get into
it's
it.
Like, not to get too far off the rails here, but it's like it's dumb on purpose.
Okay.
They're very self-aware about their stupidity, and I don't know.
Chat, how do you feel about the show?
Great
Trailer
show.
Park Boys?
Shout out to my boy Bubbles.
What I was alluding to was they like control, and they like to control things. And what is a CBDC if not control over your money, controlling every aspect of your life, controlling how you live, controlling almost everything, including how you breathe. Some would say definitely including how you breathe. XRP, it gets this criticism for being centralized. It gets this criticism for being the banker's coin. But if you really want XRP to hit these astronomical heights, that is going to be the path that it's going to have to take. Sure, it can have this grassroots movement, and we can 5x from here, maybe even 10x on the bullish scenario here. But if you want that 100x, a lot of people are proclaiming that it is a certainty and it will happen. This is the path that it's going to take. So Canada, XRP seems like a happy marriage to me.
Yeah. I mean, and to kind of go off what you just said, like coins like XRP, coins like Quant, HBAR, Algorand, like the future of the global cross-border payment system. That's a word you'll hear over and over again, global cross-border payment system. Yeah, for like a lot of people don't like that because it's a kind of against the ethos of that, grassroots decentralization stuff. And I understand that sentiment. I really understand where those people are coming from. But at the same time, like seeing this kind of technology adopt into real banks, into real, government type infrastructures, that's what it's going to take for that real mass adoption to happen. I mean, if crypto is the future of finance, listen, it has to be the future of finance. And that means plugging in with pre-existing financial infrastructure. And that's just what has to happen. As simple as that. You know?
And for that to happen, we got to get together, we got to build, and then that's what they're doing over here at Ubri Connect. This is going to be October 12th through the 13th in Toronto. Think of this as the Canadian Bitcoin conference for XRP. So, hey, maybe we'll see Maddie B out there. Maybe we send somebody.
Maybe.
Do we have any Canadians in house?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
All right. I just did a life hack. I'm reading this book, Reframe Your Brain, and supposedly you can cure sneezes, the ones that are like really building up, not the one that just came out of nowhere. If you have a built up sneeze, if you imagine sneezing, it goes away. It just worked on me. It is the first time that I've tried it. I've been waiting to try this. It works so well, I almost have chills down my back.
Whoa.
That was weird.
I was always told
Shout
to
out
look
Scott
up.
Adams.
To look up when you have to.
I actually ordered 2 Scott Adams books. I'm going to give one to Hudson. I'm going to give one to Nick, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, let's talk about Brad Garlinghouse here. Another Ripple story. Brad Garlinghouse reveals how Ripple will celebrate its massive victory against the SEC. We're talking about a big party in the Big Apple, baby. Ripple Labs is gearing up for a celebration after its significant win against the SEC. And this is scheduled for September 29th. We're a month away, folks. We're hosting a community celebration event on the 29th in New York City. This is from Ripple's official. This isn't random NFT project. This isn't, random guy in the comment section. This is from Ripple's official Twitter here. Brad Garlinghouse also took to social media expressing his excitement for the party, stating, as promised, it's time for that proper victory party. The exec also took a moment to reflect on the difficult journey the company has navigated. While they're preparing for their victory bash, the battle is not over. Upcoming trial to address the case against Ripple's executives is set to begin Q2 2024. Are we going to go to the party?
I'm down. I am down to clown. I hope to see everyone in the chat there. Let's go.
What is the minimum amount of XRP they should hold to get entry? Just one, right? You got to have at least one. That's what I say.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be more expensive than 1 XRP.
All right, Action Crypto. Thank you, DZ, for the next level sneeze alpha. Guys, that is really weird that it works. It's just the power of the brain, like, hey, why'd the mom was able to lift the car up over the baby? Or, why'd that guy like submerge himself in ice for 45 minutes? Or how did he do it? The power of your brain, folks. So
That's right.
I may have cured sneezes for you for the rest of your life. Think about that for a second. Let that soak in. That sounds like it's worth a like button to me. Right?
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
worth a like
100%.
All right, you know what I like? I like that stake. Sponsor that segment. Guys, you want to check it out, bitboycrypto.com/stake. Start playing on us. There's giveaways that we do. If you win certain things, hey, you get like $500 bonuses. Also, free dollar every single day. It's free dollar. All right, let's talk about Bitcoin here.
But first, that mid-roll.
All right. All right, let's talk about Bitcoin here. Bitcoin's on-chain transaction volume drops to multi-year low amid bearish sentiments. People just don't want to move that Bitcoin, baby. I think the ordinals probably, spiked some, what would normally be a bearish low. Ordinals kind of, I think it kicked the ball down the field a little bit here. All right, so the price continue to trade around 26K on Tuesday as investors closely watch for convincing reasons to long the market. Well, you know what? Guys, the pump 40 minutes ago kind of rendered that article obsolete here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Bloomberg analysts here. Bitcoin at 10K wouldn't spell disaster because BlackRock can buy a whole lot more. Let's see. It wouldn't be, it'd be disastrous for the balance in fiat, but maybe it'd be good in the 2-year plan.
Structurally speaking, it would be really bad for the weekly chart. If we
It'd be bad for the next all-time high.
Yeah, I'm looking at the weekly chart right now. Hold on, my mouse is being messed up. Oh, you know why? Because my mouse went to the chat. That's why. Hold on. Give me a second to figure out why this mouse hates my life. All right.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. We'll figure it out. Okay. All right. You got it?
No.
Are you a cat guy? Is that why?
You know why? I can't get it off this screen. All right, but anyway, without even looking at the chart, structurally speaking, terrible news if Bitcoin was to go past the previous low. That's the point of the story here. That's it. We don't have to show my chart.
Yeah. We go below 16. It feels bad, folks.
Yes.
Let's see. McGlone is pointing out how a dollar investment in 2011 grew significantly just in 12 years compared to Amazon's return on investment over a period roughly twice as long. Compare it to, I mean, I don't like comparisons of that nature, even though when you use Amazon, it's like, you could do that with any meme coin. You start it up low enough. Well, 1 ETH divided by our quadrillion tokens. And then, okay, now we're worth 100 ETH. All right, well, that sounds great. Oh, guess what? We burnt 90% of the supply. But did the token really go up that much? Or is it just, kind of looking at charts and massaging data here? He did declare if Bitcoin drops by over 50%, it would still be outperforming Amazon. Heading back towards 10K would still maintain Bitcoin's unprecedented performance. So he's not so much looking at your data, AJ, on a weekly chart, next all-time high. He's just saying, hey, we dropped below 10K. We're still better than Amazon. And that's got to mean something, right?
Right. I mean, look,
sure, for a boring stock trader maybe, but not for us crypto degens.
And I mean, I totally see that, but it's actually interesting. I drew a line right here. I finally got my mouse worked out. Sorry for the...
you had to go up, right?
Huh? I finally got it worked out, so sorry about that.
So we have a vertical TV, and like the mouse was in mouse jail.
Yeah, it was.
And
it was in prison.
AJ's playing Monopoly, and he couldn't roll doubles.
It didn't pass go. It didn't collect $200. Right. It was embarrassing. So here we are. So actually, there is a pretty interesting support resistance line right here, with it being the ceiling, and right here with it becoming the floor at 10K. And they're actually like, I do understand the 10K narrative just based off support resistance. And and also with like when Gareth Soloway was saying, I think he was saying 13K. That's because there's a little bit of stuff happening right here as well. So, I mean, that it would totally be god awful for the structure of this thing. Obviously, we want to see higher highs, higher lows on large time frames. And structurally speaking, if we went to 10K, it would. I mean, we're not seeing the whole end of 25 narrative would probably go out the door, in my opinion, if we went down that hard now.
Yeah.
Or at least over the next couple months. I mean, honestly, I'm still subscribing to the theory that the low is in at 15.
Yeah, me too.
But
me too.
I wonder what Kelly thinks.
Yeah, I said it then. We got one more story, then we're going to talk to Kelly. Let's look at Bitcoin here. Amount of Bitcoin sitting on exchanges at the lowest level in nearly 6 years. So according to this is from Santiment, only 5.8% of the supply is currently sitting on crypto exchange platforms, the lowest level since December 2017. Oh, wow. I wonder how much of this is accurate, because is there a period in where, if Binance clears out everything and then puts it in their cold storage wallet, does that change the metric?
I would imagine so.
I would imagine so.
Yes.
Because Binance's cold storage wallet is just growing and growing, is kind of my understanding, because they have the #1 and #4 wallet. And so is this just, are they just being better at moving to cold storage? That's kind of what I'm reading from this. Now, maybe there's some real reason I'm very wrong. Please let me know in the chat. But I believe this is here they're saying it's just likely due to large addresses. The increase of holdings of large addresses is likely due to smaller investors capitulating their positions out of fear, doubt, and uncertainty surrounding the latest crypto market dip. I also think there's a little bit of accumulation with the ETF narrative that is looming around the corner. But who's also looming around the corner? Of your window at night. No, I'm just kidding. It is Kelly Kellum. How are you doing, Kelly? I want to hear what you're saying.
You
testing,
know what?
Testing.
Well, first thing I want to say is...
I can't hear him.
You can't hear me?
Done. Hey, I am signed in. I don't know what's going on here. Can you hear him? I'll let you, Drew. Do you got headphones? You can hear him? We just talked to you. You two talk.
Yeah.
Check. You guys can hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, y'all go.
Okay, cool. So the first thing I wanted to share is love, compassion, and patience. Let's all remember that. I'm going to go ahead and move on here. And look, I forgot I'm not on OBS. I want to share this right now because the Grayscale news was such big news. We're already seeing headlines like this. It's paving the way for spot ETF. Grayscale wins lawsuit. Basically, everybody's so hopeful about the ETF, and it is a step in the right direction. But remember, if you really read the context of the news article and those things, all it really says is it really is just a step in the right direction, because all they're really saying is that the decisions need to be reviewed, because the spot ETF denial is basically also out of context with it being of same kind of the Bitcoin futures ETF. So they're denying something without any different sort of data that should suggest why it should be denied. So really it just says, let's go and review that. Now, what did it do to the charts? Well, first things first, let's see, before it went to the charts, what did it do? It wrecked people that were just too overly hyped in one direction, in this case, the shorts. And I talked about this yesterday on stream. This is, look, in the last 4 hours, this is primarily really in the matter of about 20 minutes, $43 million worth of Bitcoin shorts, $20 million worth of Ethereum. You get to see it across the board. Just people just getting wrecked because they're too over leveraged. I mean, any leverage right now when we're consolidating sideways with news narratives that could break it in either direction. And look at this, people getting liquidated, meaning not only did they go leverage short on this and just get a little too over invested in a bias that they had, they also didn't have risk protection, risk management. And it's important when you're trading now on charts. This was a chart that I showed yesterday, and I didn't really dive too much into it, but I didn't change this at all. I had this marking here, 27,416 in the level below, because we don't know which way it's going to go. All we can do is prepare for the eventualities if it does go that direction based on whatever news narrative or something that happens that breaks the dam one way or the other. In this case, price went up, and it's pretty incredible that, currently the candle body is right at the level, just below the level. And you can see that the wick here went just above this level. Now, why was this level important? Well, if we measure from the top, option F, down to the bottom, we can see that basically up. It depends on where you want to draw this from. If you drew it from here where it really broke down from, we got rejected right at the golden pocket. Now, what does this mean for where price action goes? Well, two things I want to point out. Does this mean that this is going up into the moon? If you bought here, if you're the guy or gal that bought here at the very top of this wick, unless you have a long-term strategy, which everybody should have for a significant portion of their portfolio, I'm guessing there's some people that bought the hope here, and there's probably a pretty high likelihood they're going to capitulate on the way down. You don't buy green candles. You don't buy the hope. You buy fear and you sell the hope. That's the only way you truly make money in this market, especially coupling that with patience and risk management. Now, in terms of where this can go from here, what we want to see today, drawing a Fibonacci from the top to the bottom here, the golden pocket's down here right about 26,600 down to 26,588. This is also in line where basically this line is here on the BitLab Intelligence, part of the BitLab trading stack. We can also see that we're just still well within this order block. If we do get rejected down into here, this high volume level right here is basically right in line with where the golden pocket is, which means, what does this mean to simplify it? There's a lot of volume interest here defending this zone, got rejected, came back down. So if this comes back to this zone, not only do we have a golden pocket, we had a basically high volume level of interest right in this level, basically 26,650 all the way up to 27,720. So on the bullish case, if this does pull back into this here, it's nothing, I don't want to say nothing to be worried about, but this would be ultimately still bullish on this small time frame for us to continue up. If we do lose this level and come down here, and get all the way back below this level, I do think this is an indication that the sentiment's weak and we're going to come down. We still have a bunch of ETF decisions that are later this week. It's going to be interesting to see how the sentiment, basically attacks those. We can also see very quickly, Ethereum's kind of doing the same thing. We had a reversal pattern here with the diamond pushing up. We could not get out of this order block zone here on the BitLab volume indicator. ADA doing the same thing, pushing up, getting rejected back. We want to see some follow through, and right now it just takes some patience. If you are lost when people are breaking down charts, make sure you head over to BitLab Academy. We have a huge deal going on right now as well for all the courses and for the indicators and for all the stuff. You can use Give Me 30 to sign in for that. And make sure you come and check us out over at BitLab Academy on youtube.com/@BitLab Academy. That's all I got.
All right. Well, real quick, code Give Me 30. That gives you 20% off.
30% off everything in the store.
Yep. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
BitLab
31,
Academy.
25.
Okay. All right. So more than 29%. All right. Love to see it. Love to hear it. Kelly, always a great time, man. Thank you very much.
I love you. Love and patience.
Right. I'm waving at Kelly. He's like over there. He's in the basement, somewhere that direction. All right. Let's see. Let's get into what is Elon Musk doing? What is Doge doing? Is Doge going to the moon? Is Doge literally going to be spent on the moon? Or is it just going to moon because of this little tweet here? You call it a tweet. I call it a post. All right. Twitter X obtains the license required for cryptocurrency payments. According to the latest information, they've obtained the Rhode Island currency transmission license, which is also required for cryptocurrency payments. X has received the license, which is required for trading in the state. This will provide virtual currency-related services on behalf of its users, such as storage, transfer, and exchange, everybody. According to the RIDBR, any person or entity that maintains control of virtual currency or transactions in virtual currency on behalf of others requires a license obtained by Twitter. So the same license that they got. This includes crypto wallets, exchanges, and payment processors that have custodies of the fees in the wallets. It is also partnered with Strike, Bitcoin payment app, to enable them to send and receive Bitcoin tips, and has also added support for displaying Bitcoin and ETH addresses in user profiles. Recently, it was rumored that he wanted to turn it into a modern PayPal. This is not investment advice here. I'm feeling like this is, the Rhode Island. I actually looked in the weeds. You could find it somewhere if you look hard enough on X. Yeah, they did get it, but guys, let's slow down. It's got 49 other states. We have DC. They're probably going to try to do Puerto Rico and Guam and some other U.S. islands. So, we don't know the full list of the 50 states, but maybe some of that information will be forthcoming here. Doge is jumping as they got closer to the payments adoption here. Just kind of scroll through this. Got a new license, then Doge rose 4.5%. It is even higher than that now. I think it's closer to 10%. You just see the nice green candle right there. So Doge got a nice little pump. Here's kind of why. The Doge Army, hit that like button if you're in the Doge Army. I got a little Doge on Robinhood still, just kind of sitting there as dust. I don't want to like spin up a Doge wallet. Do you?
I mean,
do you have a Doge wallet?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't have a Doge wallet. I mean, first of all, I'm bullish on this. I'm bullish on Musk's idea of X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, becoming like a modern day, PayPal with crypto. That's awesome. That's really bullish. It'll put it in front of a lot of people. A lot more eyes will be on it every day, considering how many people use the platform. In terms of Doge specifically, as a coin, I like the project. I like the community. I like that Musk is behind it. Musk is the champion of Doge. Everyone knows that. But at the same time, Doge's tokenomics situation is not the prettiest picture. There's no cap on the market, on the supply, excuse me. And 14 million new Doge get printed every day.
All right, Action Crypto breaking
craziness.
news. X has 7 states now. They just DM'd a screen cap. Action, if you send it to DZ
Nice.
underscore BTC, I'll 100% check that out. All right, they never mentioned XDC, DJ Juice. There you go. Wasn't it in the top gainers and losers? I thought we talked about it. Maybe I skimmed over it. All right, XDC. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, Elon's going to appear. All right. Hey, maybe. Elon, come on. We'd love to see you here. All right. All right, a little Doge because of Elon. Okay, I actually have a little bit because of this channel. I saw it. I got in under a penny. Very, very thankful for the alpha there. All right, SEC takes its first enforcement action against NFT offerings. The SEC on Monday announced its first enforcement action against NFTs after it accused Impact Theory of offering investment contracts to hundreds of investors. The Wall Secret regulator claims that the Wall Secret regulator, was he like living in an outlet or something? Claims the non-fungible tokens the company offered to the investors were investment contracts and thus unregistered securities. They raised $30 million. Here, you can see they raised $30 million. So what did they have to pay? They had to pay $6 million. So they raised 30, paid 60. Reminds me of EOS. EOS raised $4 billion. And then they had to pay like tens of millions.
Not bad.
Not bad. Hey, I call that good ROI. That is good ROI. So all you got to do is essentially, I'm watching The Shield right now, was full of dirty cops. And I see, the cops bust the cocaine dealer. Sometimes the cocaine dealer's like, hey, man, here's this nice little sum of money. You just wanted a taste. That's all you had to say. You wanted a taste. So is that what's happening here? I don't know. Maybe they just want a taste, baby. They just want a taste. All right. This recent action by the SEC represents the first time the agency has gone after NFTs as part of a wider clampdown on crypto offerings. They have since last year been going after the NFT projects and creators. They said they were focused on the business, even though it was disappointed with the decision. I think they also have to shut down the NFTs. There's no longer any royalties coming in, and it is over. I'm sorry if they don't have a picture of the guys. He's kind of famous. Tom Bilyeu, I think is how you say it. Does that sound right?
Mm.
Let's see. I'll type them in here. This should pop them up. Oh, no, it's got the whole article. Let me delete it. Hold on. There's 87 characters on this URL. And the way Apple works, it deletes one at a time instead of cool ways like Google Chrome.
Easy.
Let's see. Tom Bill. Yeah, here we go. This guy. This guy right here. So if you're wondering who Impact Theory, was this some boxing coach? Is this Top G's, class buried in the Discord server? No, this is this guy right here. Fun story, went to VCon, sat next to his PR lady.
Whoa.
On the way to VCon. It was Kat, my fiance, lovely fiance. I hope she's watching. She was sitting next to her, and she's like, "Oh, where are you going?" We're like, "Oh, we're going to Indianapolis for VCon." She's like, "Oh yeah, me too." Maybe you heard the guy I work for, Tom Bilyeu. I don't even remember how she said it then. And I was like, "Oh yeah, that guy." I don't think you'll be at next year's VCon.
Yeah.
No.
Too soon. All right, let's talk about ETH.
Wait,
fees.
I kind of wanted to touch really fast on the pushback.
You touch really fast. Go ahead.
The pushback.
Oh, touch and push.
That the SEC, touch and push. The pushback that the SEC got from doing this was really interesting. I know Hester Pierce was involved and someone else from the SEC was involved. And they said, we do not routinely bring enforcement actions against people that sell watches, paintings, or collectibles, along with vague promises to build the brand and thus increase the resale value of those tangible items. And that's a really good look for, this did happen. The SEC, probably Gary, is trying to, finally get a good push down on the NFTs. And it's really good to see so much pushback. One, like in the Grayscale, like we're winning that. The judge said no to that. They took a L with XRP, and now he's even getting pushback from inside the SEC. I mean, Hester has always vocally been against him, but even just on this one NFT thing, they're giving him pushback on that too. Gary is getting pushback from so many angles, and it's really good moving forward for the overall bullish narrative. I'm bullish on it.
SEC cutting off their nose to spite their face. Literally. Says Mark the Shark. He knows about cutting off noses. All right, Ethereum fees. I'm assuming he's a real shark. Ethereum fees and open interest hit record lows, everybody. Here we have an Ethereum crystal just hovering in a river. Looks pretty cool. All right, the total daily fee paid by users to complete transactions fell to a 6-month low 2 days ago. According to Into the Block, you can see the data. We had a nice little spike around there. That wasn't the early Pepe. I think maybe this early Pepe was right around there. I think that was the Pepe volume, Pepe surge. So we're coming in really low. This is bear market doldrums right here. The decline in fees is due to a drop in network usage. Oh, is that how that works? And the growth in the adoption of L2 scaling solutions in the past few months here. After climbing to a year-to-date high on the 14th of March, we have now fallen almost 80% on transactions here. According to CoinGlass, ETH's open interest has since trailed downward. As of this writing, it's pegged to 4.7 billion, having fallen almost 30% since the deleveraging event here. Let's see, we keep going. ETH. Also, the staking amount, though, is almost double the amount on exchanges. So not only do we have a bunch of ETH that's, all-time lows for exchanges or, local lows for exchanges, now the amount of people staking it has never been higher. It's a little bit easier now that people know, I can kind of get the ETH out. It's not going to take ? Years. Okay, I feel a little bit more comfortable about it. So ETH staking surges here. Lark Davis pulled up 2 Glassnode charts. It shows there's just over 28 million ETH, and exchange balance has fallen to 14.7 ETH. So here you can see the 2 different metrics just growing further and further apart. We love to see it. All right, let's talk about Cardano.
Wait.
And guys, this will go into aliens and UFOs. Buckle up. What's up?
I am always excited to talk about Cardano and aliens. But moving forward with Ethereum, I wanted to ask you something, DZ.
Yes,
so
I don't have enough.
In my Ethereum price prediction, I said 13.1 to, 13.3 to 19.1 for an Ethereum range top of the next bull run.
What are these numbers?
For the
13
top,
what?
13,000, 13.4 thousand, 13,400.
You think 13,000 is your conservative high?
Yes.
Woo!
Yes.
A lot higher than mine.
Okay.
Double.
Okay. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Double
I'm coming in.
So
My conservative pump is
7.
6,500.
Okay.
Yeah, 69 actually. But
Okay.
just to come in
Interesting.
half of 13, I'm saying 65. So
Interesting.
essentially, my conservative high is half of yours.
So
I don't think we hit 10K. I do not think we're going to go. I think
Wow.
it's more likely than that we stay below 10K than we pass 10K.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting because
And you think it's more
When
likely
I
we go
first
above
ran-
13,000 than below?
from my mental prediction, I was saying 10K minimum. I kind of felt like, 10K for Ethereum is like the 100,000 for Bitcoin, like that psychological level. But then when I ran the numbers on the dominance, like based off the idea that the total crypto market cap could get to 7 to 10 trillion with Ethereum's previous dominance levels, I mean, Ethereum could really put up some numbers, especially because it's the transaction layer. I mean, so many people use Ethereum with all the layer twos. It's hard not to be so big on Ethereum and everything that they're doing moving forward from now, especially. I don't know. I think 10 is the minimum. I said 13 is my minimum, but I am banking on a 10K.
Oh, so you're saying more than likely above 13K than not?
Yes.
I'm saying more than likely below 10K than not. So we are very far apart.
You want to bet like 10 Doge on it?
Not Dean Norris, who does look like Vic. What's his name? Michael Chiklis. The Shield, one of the most underrated shows in TV history. It is really good. I highly recommend it.
The what?
The Shield.
The
The
what?
Shield. I've been going through IMDb top rated dramas just to find shows. We
Okay.
like watching good TV.
Interesting.
I don't want to watch Vampire Diaries or what's that new one that's like high schoolers doing drugs. Everyone watches here. It's like on HBO. It has Zendaya or whatever the heck her name is. I don't even know. Yeah, I like old school.
I've
stuff.
been I finished The Sopranos a little while
All
back.
right, what's the best
Big on
TV
that
series?
show.
Chat, go. What is the best TV series?
Yeah, The
I'll give
Sopranos or Game of Thrones.
Breaking Bad.
But
There's some good ones.
recently, I've been rewatching all the Saw movies because there's a new one
Terrible
coming out.
movies.
I
Terrible
always liked the Saw
Terrible
movies.
movies.
I don't know why. I don't really care about like the torture
I'll end
part,
it with
but the plot is awesome.
all right, terrible movies, terrible makeup, terrible acting, terrible music, terrible lighting, terrible camera, terrible cinematography, terrible directing.
I'd agree
first
with you,
one
but
is
then
just
we'd
terrible.
both be wrong.
All right, Cardano stakers lock in $30 million in 5 days. Is this a bullish price sign? Guys, I'm going to be very honest. I read this headline and I turned bearish. Why are we bragging about $30 million being staked? Isn't that like equal to the airdrop that's every 5 days? If you don't know, you could stake your Cardano through the wallet very easily. I use Nami Wallet, so I staked to Barry, but big shout out to NES Pool, which is ran by BJ here. I staked to Barry. And so every 5 days, every epoch, Cardano then has an issuance rate. It's about 4.5 to 6% yearly. So if you have 100 Cardano at the end of the year, you're probably going to have about 105. Isn't that about 30 million like every 5 days? So stakers locked in $30 million. They're saying, is this a bullish sign? To me, I'm almost scared that it's only 30 million. Base and OP have recently grabbed investor attention. However, Cardano is showing no signs of letting up. Here's how a recent spike in ADA staking could spark bullish momentum in the coming weeks. Here's showing the considerable increase in the supply of ADA staked across various DeFi protocols. Oh, I forget they don't count on-chain staking. It's so weird. The staking is going to have different definitions to different people. Cardano does this on-chain, meaning when you stake, you still own your coins. And so they don't count that as total value locked. It's just one of the bad narratives that goes against Cardano. But if you look into it and read the fine print, it's a good narrative. It's just from a cursory glance, oh, whoa, look at that TVL. It's so sucky. Cardano sucks. And then you learn more about the ecosystem and you're like, oh, it does not operate like ETH. So this giant pool of Cardano is not counted in TVL. That's Cardano in a nutshell there. But let's go down. This is more talking about Cardano DeFi. Shout out to JPEG Junkies. We try to do a good job educating people about Cardano DeFi in the summer of last year. So those that stuck around, you rode your Charlie token down just like I did. All right. Anyways, I do like Cardano DeFi. It looks like it's growing a little bit. It is something to keep an eye out on. And my pinned tweet will give you a good template on how to participate in Cardano DeFi. We'll get to that in a second. Let's talk about aliens, folks.
Yes.
Charles
Aliens.
Hoskinson, Cardano founder, explores the unknown to find the truth about aliens and UFOs. If we go to his tweet here, but waiting for a long time to finally post this paper, co-authored a paper from what we collected from the Pacific Ocean. We discovered spherals, because when you're really smart, you don't say spheres that appear to be from a different solar system due to their abundance of beryllium, lanthanum, and uranium. So you know where I heard they found this, AJ? Right around Uranus. Anyways, I had to do it.
Boom.
I had to do it.
God. So, DZ, do you believe in aliens?
I think mathematically it is probable, but I also think the simulation only powers what is observable, and I don't think it's part of our observable simulation.
It only renders the video game, like like the simulation, like in a video game, it only renders what you see on the
I
screen.
didn't mean to like give you my real thoughts on that, but that's my real thoughts.
That's very interesting take. I also I want to believe, like, don't get me wrong, but I also, the rare earth hypothesis is super interesting, that like planet Earth is in such like a special zone because of the distance from the moon to the sun that we're in, like, and we've been like comets and stuff don't hit us because Jupiter acts as like it catches a lot of stuff.
But when you have
it's so interesting,
billions of stars within each of the billions of galaxies, you do that math where it's 0.0 zeros. But then when you do the math of the incredible amounts of times that it will happen, it's like, oh, it's going to happen. It's like if you ran the Powerball 20,000 times, someone's going to win it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yeah, but the odds are so low. Well,
and also like the sun is 3 times larger than the moon, but it's also 3 times further away. That's why they appear that, like, there's so many weird things that just add up and make sense. It's kind of, it does kind of feel like it was all placed here. I feel like that could even tie into the simulation.
Intelligent design and simulation have similarities there. But let's talk about Charles here. Here's kind of the synopsis of what happened. It might be a little hard to read here. Charles, the founder of Cardano and co-founder of Ethereum, he was on a mission to track down and destroy a UFO. I don't know if he was meant there to destroy. Did he have like a machine gun on him or like a lightsaber? To destroy the UFO that crashed in the Pacific Ocean, not far from Papua New Guinea. The search is a component of his Galileo project, which he funded for $1.5 million. Project leaders Avi Loeb and Amir Siraj are responsible for the 2014 expedition that discovered the meteor of interstellar origin. So they found it 8 years ago, 9 almost, and then they went out and they did the dang thing. Charles put up his money. He literally searched for alien artifacts, folks. It's pretty cool.
That's wild.
It is wild. It is wild. And here they're so that came out. They are, the Harvard professor saying it's from another galaxy, folks. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, I think it's time for the X Minute.
That's
brought
right.
to you by Steak. I have a little sip of water. He for sure had a lightsaber, says Karen. If anyone can afford, all right, who's the first person that's going to get a lightsaber? It's going to be like a tech CEO or a crypto founder, right? Or like the scientists, they're going to fund that.
Elon already has one. That's my theory.
Yeah, Elon, tech CEO. So it fits right in there.
Right, exactly.
All right, yeah. All right, Cardano recently partnered with Wanchain.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right.
Wanchain is big on interoperability.
Sim theory for the win. Who's the guy that made that? Nick Szabo, I think. I'm not sure. No, the simulation theory hypothesis. I think it's Nick Szabo. All right, back to let's see. We're just gonna go over a little bit of rare Evo here with the X Minute, brought to you by Steak. Here's this cool artist, Brendan O'Connell. Hope he's watching. Painted this. Did not know this was happening. Didn't know, and then BJ started filming me, and I could tell he's like kind of filming over my shoulder. And then sure enough, that was happening behind me, unbeknownst to me. Someone said, "Is that you?" It's pretty surreal. It was pretty surreal, folks. Nice guy, lovely guy, super, super cool. Dap Central, they're out there. One of the first people I ran into, done an interview with him. You want to check that out. He's a super cool guy. I haven't done my tweet where I have like all the photos. I got a photo with Charles Hoskinson, got a photo with Wob. I did look for the Illuminati tunnels at the Denver airport, Drew. I tried to find them. I tried to find the weird mural. I will say this, when you're in the tram and you're going to a different part of the airport, you're like, I bet there are a lot of underground tunnels that they're not telling us about.
I was in the hiring industry for heavy commercial and industrial construction in Denver for 6 years, dealt with many, many project managers from Leidos and Raytheon, and I can say that there are, at the very minimum, fan systems that are twice the size of your average 3-story home underground. So,
you know what I like about the Denver airport is that it's self-aware. There's like posters of like a lizard hand like going to steal someone's keys, and it's like protect your valuables. Like they're self-aware of the joke. It's very funny. Very funny.
All right, leaning into it. Hiding in plain sight is what some would say.
And Lucifer, I got a picture of Lucifer.
Like Chrome. Android Chrome. Anyway, I'm sorry, Drew. Go ahead.
The giant blue horse that welcomes you at Denver International Airport, it crushed the creator.
Yeah, I know its head, but with its head,
then,
killed the guy.
Just all the murals. There used to be a lot of murals. You can look them up. DIA murals. They were taken down since then. But look at the one with the Russian military unit with a Arabian sword, cutting down people in line.
Yeah,
suffering
it's
from
yeah,
pandemic.
it's a fun Google trip you want to check
Yeah.
out. All right,
Yeah.
let's check out some likes here. I actually watched this, and this is arguably the best skit in a decade. I've given up on this show. I used to love it as a child, Republican or not, and it's just things that used to be Republicans. Like, I stand for my athlete's opinion. And you're like, wait, and then they show like the soccer player, then they show Aaron Rodgers. Like, I don't know anymore. Then it was like, I choose bodily autonomy. They're like, is it vaccine or I don't know.
I have to watch these.
It
I
is
haven't seen them.
actually the funniest thing I've seen from them in years, for sure. I will give this. Eminem, I just got to say, Eminem, I found it funny. So in Eminem, he released the anti-Bush song where he says, no more blood for oil. We got our own battles to fight on our own soil. And now he's mad at the most anti-war candidate in both parties.
Is this
saying his
song from? Is it from The Realist? Is that the name of that song? He just had a song come out recently called The Realist.
Oh,
It's
no,
kind
no,
of-
no, no. This
Is
is
this
from
a different
his,
song?
No. This is an 04 song release.
Oh,
04
okay.
song
I was about to
release.
say what?
I remember that song. I think it's Encore. I can't remember. I remember that song when it came out, though.
Oh, okay. So
Like,
really
that's
like-
the flow in the song.
his new song "Realist" is fire. If you haven't listened to it yet, I'm bullish on Eminem. I'm not gonna lie. Favorite rapper for sure.
One, 0 minutes coverage on all the aliases. So I want to at least share 10 seconds of coverage on it. Hey, there's a bunch of aliases that have been happening. So yeah, check that out. It's pretty funny that there's all these aliases. One, just talking about trees. I love trees. Plant some trees, folks. Here's just some rare Evo, folks. Denver was beautiful. Rare Evo is a great place. I really do love Rare Evo. And Hourglass, we got that guy from what's it called? Shark Tank. One of the old school Shark Tank.
Oh,
people
man.
there. So yeah, shout out to the Wait team. They got a show coming out. There's a couple shows coming out. We're rooting for all the crypto shows. Boy, we got some some exposure to this one. Also, Altcoin Daily is doing a competing Shark Tank style crypto show. I just want them both to win. I think there's room for both channels. We can have ESPN and ESPN Ocho. We don't just need one. So I'm rooting for both of them. So shout out to Hourglass team. I think it's just cool that we have more crypto shows, like television shows quality, because me and you and Drew and the people especially watching at home, I can watch zero TV for months on end and just only watch YouTube and some streaming services. A lot of people just love television. And so, producing these TV quality specials and shows is really going to help mainstream adoption. So I highly recommend checking that out.
Yeah, totally.
Where are we at on time? I mean, what else we
Also,
got?
I just wanted to comment back on Rare Evo. I mean, I had a blast, dude. Had a blast. Like, saw so many good people, so many of my friends. Met Wob from Sappy Seal. I bought a Sappy Seal myself. Shout out to them. Arf. The people from VeChain were really cool. There was a zombie tournament called Undead Blocks. Miggy and Doug Hype. We did like influencer bracket. That was a lot of fun. The Ape Society had like this passport thing where you get like this passport and then you'd walk around to all the other booths and get like a sticker from them and have a conversation to kind of like push people towards engaging with everybody. And they were doing like an NFT wallet giveaway, and Wes and Rand and everybody, from Rare Evo just did a really good job. And I heard next year it might be in Vegas, and I'm excited for that. And I met Charles Hoskinson. It was just, I love crypto conferences so much. And here's why, because like your network is your net worth. And if you are in crypto, but you don't go to crypto conferences, you're missing out on such a crucial part of the social interaction, like expanding your network, meeting new people. And from there, you can get in Telegram groups. You can, if you are thinking about getting in a trade, you can message someone you met at a conference, say, hey, like, what do you think about this trade? Like, crypto is super difficult, very difficult game. And I couldn't imagine doing it alone. And with that said, go to conferences, you never know whose hand you're going to shake. I'm bullish on it.
Yeah, let me zoom out a little bit. And the way to get to that point. So there's a lot of people, maybe you have a listless child, nephew, cousin, brother, friend, colleague that really isn't doing much. And, they don't really want to work, but, they do like crypto, and, maybe they want some exposure. The best way to get free crypto, in my opinion, I saw this and I really think it is, volunteer to mod telegrams and then get paid in their native cryptocurrency. And then, after that, the journey, you are in control. You have the steering wheel, and then you can choose your own destiny. And that is a good way to start from zero. You can even have a job, that maybe you just, keep barely keeping your head above water. You're barely keeping your bills paid. Maybe you're not even paying your bills and you're falling further and further behind. This might be the way to get out of that hole. Or if you're a full-time student, I met a lot of kids at Rare Evo. The parents were there, and then the 14-year-old son, he's also into crypto. And I'm like, well, what do you have? And they're like, I have some Cardano. I have XRP. And I'm just blown away by this. And so this is a good way. Volunteer to mod Telegrams, Discords, get paid in their NFTs, get paid in their crypto, and then your destiny is in your hands, folks. That'd be my advice right there. Let's see. People talking about the dried toadstool. I didn't participate in any of that in Denver. Okay. Didn't do that.
I'm out.
I'm out. Last time I did, I I regretted it shortly thereafter, years and years ago, talking decades. Maybe I never did it. All right. They say that we got another pump. I'm pulling up the chart here. Looks like we are fighting now. This is what I pushed Tim for. Can you show us the 1 minute chart? We don't need no stupid weekly. Okay?
Actually, I'll show you the 30-second chart.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's see that
30-second chart, everybody.
Oh my God, we did put in a new high.
I'm bullish.
Okay.
I'm bullish. I mean, probably going to retest from here, but it's probably, if you kind of look
is there a scam wick on the left side that we haven't yet passed?
Kind of around there somewhere.
You're saying retest that?
Yeah, and then maybe continue. But it is good that it put in a higher high. That's great. That's really good. And shout out to anyone who went long at 9 o'clock. Winning. You're winning. Good job. Great job.
All right. Good job. All right. Well, Bitcoin is pumping. We're about to go celebrate. I'm about to go pop my juice bottle and, celebrate. My portfolio is now up. I'm now up 7 cents on my chain link bag.
Huge.
So I'm looking forward to that. Those who know, I have my 3.5 chain link. I'm forever hodling onto. Guys, make sure you hit the like button. We appreciate it. This is a heavy heart that we're coming to work today. I'm just trying to stay focused on what the future is, and the future is let's all empower ourselves financially. Let's all find economic freedom through cryptocurrency and through digital assets. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to wade in the waters of despair or wade in the waters of negativity. I'm just going to keep my breaststroke. I'm just going to keep moving forward. I'm going to get my Michael Phelps on, old school, not the new school. And that's all I got for you today, folks. I appreciate if you stuck around this long. Wait, all right. So sending you all love. I'm sending you guys all love too. That's all we got. Easy out.
Yeah.
Later on.